my name is Marisha. I'm from Delhi itself, and currently I'm in the final year of my graduation. Talking about my experience with case competitions, Accenture Strategy Connect was my first corporate level case competition, and before that I have done a few competitions that are organized at the team level.
So myself Sanyam Bansal, I'm currently pursuing BCom Honors in my third year at SRCC. I have been placed at BSHO as Senior Associate. Talking about my experience with case competitions, so I've done few DU circuit case competitions and have done business conclave case comps as well. Accenture Strategy Connect was my first corporate case competition as well.
So, hi everyone, my name is Ronit and I hail from Gangtok, Sikkim, currently in my final year at this college. Talking about my experience with case competitions, I believe I have a fair experience of them. I did a couple of them before this competition. This was my second corporate competition, but the first one I won, first corporate competition I won. I have done and won a couple of competitions before this, and yeah, that's all.
So hi, I'm Darshan. I'm primarily from Chennai and a final year student at SRCC. And talking about my experience with case comps, I've done a few within the DU circuit. Primarily one or two from IIMs, IITs, but this is one of my first corporate case comp.
So the overall experience was of course incredibly enriching for all four of us, and with every round we learned something new. Talking about the structure of the competition, we had 3 rounds: the quiz round, the video submission round, which was a unique round in the conventional ones, and the final presentation or the solution showcase round. All the 3 rounds revolved around the same similar theme, which was that how Gen AI can transform businesses across industries in modern times. And now talking about the first round, which is the quiz round, it was conducted via Unstop only, and we had 30 questions. And the questions were strategy and consulting oriented only. So the questions were basically case studies of companies in different industries who were facing some kind of crisis situation, and in the options we had Gen AI based solutions to those problems, and we had to select and opt the most appropriate and the feasible one out of them. Talking about the second round, which was the AI video submission round, which we'll talk further also about it. So we had to submit a 3-minute long video showcasing our solution in an engaging, fun and animated way, and we used the platform Animal Maker for that, and we were provided subscription from the company itself for the same. Talking about the third round, which was the solution showcase round. So it was held at the campus itself with the top management of the company, and we had to present our solution that we prepared in the second round itself in the form of a deck, 2 to 3 slider deck, and we had to explain it. And even the deck was complimentary, but we prepared that.
So the AI video submission round was the second round after the quiz round. So it was not the one which is usual rounds in the corporate case comps, like preparing a deck, which varies from a 10 slider to a 2 slider as well. But it was unique in case of we have to make an animated video, which was 3-minute long. So we had 9 industries to select from. So there were 9 industries and particular case studies for all those 9 industries. Talking about how to go about the selecting one of the industries. So there were 3 to 4 industries which are out of engineering domain. So there were clear-cut eliminations. Talking about the rest 6, so we finally selected the one which is most easy, had a social appeal in terms of, because since it is a video round, we need to have that emotional attachment to it as well. And also about the simplicity in terms of understanding the industry on our knowledge basis. So the final industry which was selected was life sciences, and the case problem revolved around counterfeiting of drugs, which resulting in economic and health losses all around the world. So this was a particularly easier case study, and it helped us to grasp the industry well and have good knowledge about the industry in a short span of time, which helped us in further rounds as well. So choosing a right industry here matters a lot. And by the fact that one of the teams in the finals, we had the same case study. So the industry was same for both of us. So many of the people did like this as an industry as well. So talking about how to go about the AI video round. So the company did conduct 3 workshops before the submission round. So it's very important to attend those workshops and get the nuances related to the same. Because at the end, you may have n number of ideas, but and they all be very good. But at the end, you need to submit what the company wants. So they did conduct 3 workshops. So one workshop was based about the animaker, so how to use the platform. So it was about that. Secondly, it was about the art of storytelling. So from there, we got the idea how to make this video in terms of a story as well. So that was very important. And thirdly, they also presented a live case. So that was an Accenture client problem statement only, and how they made a video for the client. So they showed it, they presented the live video as well. So we also got a clue about how to go about the video in terms of structuring, the content, solution, and what all content should be included in the video. So that's it about the video submission. Talking about how to break it down into further parts. So since it is a 3-minute video and it's not a conventional tech, we have to summarize many points in the same video. So starting with breaking it down. So first we started with the story. So our main character of the video was Sia. So the video started with Sia. So she was a patient who got some over-the-counter medicines and was diagnosed of counterfeit drugs, and her health was not good. And at the end, we had a video. In the video, we had Sia fighting the medicines in terms of. So it was a full circle movement for the jury as well to see, because we started with Sia and ended with Sia. So we had a storyline across the entire video. So firstly, the story in the terms of the context of the problem, then the impacts in terms of economic impacts or health impacts across the world. Then third part talked about how the supply chain of the pharmaceutical industry works in terms of starting from manufacturing, distribution, and finally to the pharmacies and the patient. So we traced the entire supply chain and what all problems are there in the particular supply chain. And then thirdly, we talked about the solutions. And in final, we had a sort of conclusion, or mostly to end it on a higher note, so as to give the message that we are giving the patients a good medicine at the end. So that was more about how to structure the video. And talking about the complimentary deck round, which was the final showcase, so final presentation round. So the deck was optional. It was 2 to 3 sliders. So we made it to supplement the video, because video in itself is not good for presenting the solution to the judges, which will be talked about further as well.
About the team formation, as I like to say, it was not us that got this team together, but destiny itself. So a lot of things went behind the back. Some people backed out, deadlines were extended, etc. And that is how this team came together. So we were not a team that had done any case competitions in the past together. So that was an anomaly. This was the first time for us working with each other. Of course, we knew each other somehow, but we had not worked in a professional setup yet. So this was the first competition of that kind. Having said that, we tried to ensure that the skills that each of us possessed were complementary to each other. For example, Darshan was someone who was good with technology, so he was someone really helpful in the video submission round. Sanyam is really good with research, so he really helped us address the questions, he really helped us make the deck, etc. Marisha was someone who was excellent with deck presentations and incorporating interesting elements to make the deck interesting and visually appealing. Meanwhile, I was someone who is innovative and like to think on my feet quickly. So that is what we focused on while bringing this team together. The aspects to focus on, apart from all of these, we try to ensure that we have people in our team who work well together as a team. We try to ensure that we do not have any dominant personality in our team, because I believe that is somehow an important aspect in a case competition. If one's ideas tend to dominate the other's ideas, it can get the environment in the team could get a little hampering, and it could, of course, it could foster it could lead to hampering of innovation in the team's presentation. Apart from that, we wanted people who were ready to put in the hours, put in the work. That was the internship season that was going on when this competition was on. So we all had our priorities set. We did want to focus on this competition because we knew what the stakes were, and we tried to give as much time as possible to this competition to come up with the best solution. Talking about prioritizing synergy or skill set, I believe that over a period of time, synergy is always something that should be prioritized over skill set if we're only talking about one of them. However, it's like I had mentioned beforehand, it is very important to ensure that the skills do complement each other and everyone has a bit of everything to ensure that we're able to supersede the weaknesses of the other members.
I think both the things are important enough, because at the end it's a corporate case competition. All teams are geared up for this round. So a good case deck and making efforts to present it effectively in the front of the judges, both are equally important. and they are complementary as well, because if you have a good deck, you have a good confidence in front of the judges so as to substantiate it. And talking about either aesthetics or content, I think they also go hand in hand, because you can't lag on one factor in order to win a corporate competition or any case competition as such. We had Darshan in our team who was very good with aesthetics. So I think one team member who is good with aesthetics in terms of anything like font, layout, design. So it is very important to have one such teammate, and we are Darshan for the same. So aesthetics and content are very equally important. Talking about content, so I think one of the major factors that differentiated our team from others was content only. So the various facts and relevant news articles and all the figures that were important enough for the pharmaceutical industry or the case in particular, that were incorporated in our deck and was appreciated by the judges as well.
So what differentiates us? So firstly, in the final round of the competition, within our campus, we are against two other teams from SRCC. One chose the banking industry and the other team chose the same industry as us, that is the life sciences. So talking particularly about differentiating factors was that we made our case more personalized. For example, we used a character named Sia throughout our entire explanation. So this gave us like a storyline from which we could start and end at the same thing. Secondly, during the video, that is the second round, this personalized helped us to give an emotional appeal to the whole video. And also in the solution, we used a name called Dawai to make our solution more, a branded, to give the brand name so it can be implemented in a better way. Nextly, the solution that we made was kind of more feasible, because when we were preparing a solution, we checked out all the integrities that are possible that could go wrong. For example, we didn't just research it on a top level so that we could take out just few things and just place the solution. Rather, we thought as an entire story, like how would you actually implement it if you were in that place. So that kind of helped us to give us a better presentation to the audience, to the judges, compared to the other teams.
So, adding on to what Darshan said, I'd just like to make one more point, that what differentiated our team was also the feasibility of our solutions and how they are implementable in a country like India. Because when we talk about Gen AI related solutions, they are very advanced and innovative, but on the same time, we have to make sure that whatever we are presenting, they are practical and implementable. Coming to the perks of participating in the competition, firstly, of course, it's the valuable experience that you will gain along the competition. On the final day of presentation, we even got to interact with the top level management of Accenture, who shared their experiences related to work life, consulting, and so on. Other than that, additionally, the most important perk would be the pre-placement interview opportunity that all the finalist teams got. So if you are able to make it to the final round, all the members of the team would get a pre-placement interview opportunity with the company for the strategy consultant role. Other than that, we also got Amazon gift vouchers worth 60,000 plus, and we also got some cool goodies like headphones, gaming mouse, and so on.
Essential in such competitions, because the stakes are very high here. We have to ensure that the team appears confident together when they're on the stage. We have to ensure that we appear synchronized and we're there together, not as 4 different individuals but as one team. And even getting 1 or 2 practices before the final competition really helps us in that regard. So we often tend to underestimate the importance of practices, especially in case competitions. However, it's really helpful. I would urge all of the team members to practice cases as much as possible. Second thing is hard work. So there is no easy way around cases. You could of course go to AI and come up with solutions and present it in a visually appealing manner. But in competitions as prestigious as this one, things would come back to bite you, because the judges there, they're very reputed individuals with a lot of experience, and they will point out any flaws or lacks in your case ultimately. You'll have to understand that everything that you put in the slide is backed by relevant facts and data, and you're able to justify it when it comes back at you in the form of questions. Thirdly, feasibility, like Marisha had mentioned, was something that was very important to us throughout the case. We had ensured that the entire solution was feasible. the three-pronged solution approach, each part of it was feasible, and we did back it up with relevant data and facts as well. That helps present a more realistic picture of the case, and that helps to earn brownie points for the judges as well. So I would highly recommend that. And finally, all things being said, it is very important to enjoy the competition because it must not feel like a toll to you. During the course of this competition, we were very comfortable with each other and teammates, and we did ensure that we joke around at times when things got a little tough, to ensure that we never felt of it as something difficult, something hard for us, but something that we enjoyed a lot, which helped us win the competition as well.
And adding on, just don't think of it as a competition, rather, think of it as you're a consultant who would actually be making a real impact on the world. So when you're choosing the industry, choose something which you feel you have a good interest in, because research can be done on any industry, but the one which you have an interest in would help you give you more, which would help you delve deeper into it. Secondly, the differentiating factor of this competition is that it is a video-based competition, which might not be the case of other competitions. So a person has to be well equipped with an video making, because it is kind of a different compared to just preparing a deck. So make sure you have a well idea of how to prepare, how is the software to be used, etc. And lastly, while making the solution, make sure you just don't research and make it a fancy based, because something looks fancy, you put it there. Rather, make sure you're going through the entire solution on your own, so that you're able to provide something which is more feasible to be applied in the real world. That's it.
So all the best, everyone. Feel free to reach out to any of us in case of any queries, and yeah, you've got this.